Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to show you a few things to see if you ever come through the town of Mason City, Iowa. And the most popular attraction here is Music Man Square, and yes, that is referring to the play and the movie called The Music Man, and it's here in Mason City because this is the hometown of the man who wrote the play and the music, Meredith Willson. So let me show you around here, and then a few other things around town I want to show you too. And right here is the home that Meredith Willson lived in. They have kept it up very nicely. Here is some info about it. And then here is a statue of Meredith Willson himself. Nice work. And next to his home is some interesting things to see in this really big building. There are the hours. So inside the big building, they have laid out here a city with stores just like it was in the movie. I guess it's been so long since I've seen it, I don't really remember. There's a Staple and Fancy Groceries. I never thought of groceries as being all that fancy. There's the River City Bank. Let's look at the livery stable. Just a lot more displays in here. You could put yourself in the picture. And they have a display of various musical instruments used in a marching band. And here is movie theater. Whole lot more musical instruments in here. And here they actually do have a soda fountain with hand-dipped ice cream, some old equipment from the old days. Had to get me one. Let's take a look at these fancy groceries. So that's what you call fancy groceries, huh? Doesn't look very fancy to me. They do have a pool table in here. That's a real popcorn machine. And here's an old Ford. A buggy. And this looks a little out of place. They're not playing the movie, but they do have a soundtrack going in the building here. Well, folks, that is about it. Nice mock-up of River City. Another thing they have in downtown Mason City is a sculpture walk. It starts on State Street at Delaware Street, and there are over 50 of them. It's called the River City Sculptures on Parade. And here's a map showing in red where you walk to see all of the different sculptures through the city streets. I'm just going to show you the few that they have right here. This one is called the Nest. It's a nest inside of a big egg. And you can see the nest in here. I'd like to see them all, but I got somewhere else to go today. There's another one across the street. And each one of these sculptures has a price on it. If you really love one so much, you gotta have it. They're also available for lease if you want to have one just for a while. Here's another interesting thing I found in Mason City. It's called Rancho Deluxe Z Garden. Somebody's idea of an art installation. This is the safety zone. Look at this. Somebody put a lot of work into all this. Who knew a tricycle would be art? And look at this. All those little pieces of glass. The road is closed, and there's a low clearance. Several bicycles just hanging around on the fence here. And here's a tower. And maybe you can guess what this is. This is a good name for an island. More old bicycles. And here's the chiropractor. And I think somebody sees himself as a painter as well. Oh, look at this. What does that say? Peanut butter? I think I see now what this guy has in mind. He's doing his part. Here's an interesting set of doors, but it goes nowhere. This guy's ready to fight. And look what's right across the street here. A lot of work went into this mural. Still working on it there. This is in a park that they call East Park. Very lovely setting. And there is the Murphy Gazebo. And they have some fountains out here. Very mossy pond here. And nice fountains. They even have a totem pole. You don't see many of those around the central states. Nice. And this was all planted by the gardeners of North Iowa. And boy, they sure did a good job. How nice of a waterfall is this? You can just walk right across it. Goes down into the pond. This is Mason City's Aquatic Center. A huge place with two big pools here. And what's just to the left, I also find exciting. It's a campground owned and operated by the city. And the rates you see here are very reasonable. And just a few miles west of Mason City is the Kenny Pioneer Museum. There's so much here that I am going to do a separate video on this museum. So we'll look for that coming up next. Mason City has a lot of interesting things. I'd say it's worth staying at that RV park for a few days to take in a lot of the marvelous things, really, surprisingly, that this kind of small town has. So definitely stop by Mason City if you're going through northern Iowa. Good day, folks.